Today I am taking you sourcing at a regular retail Goodwill. I have not been sourcing in 2 weeks. I do not need any inventory, but since I haven't been sourcing for 2 weeks because we went camping and then my sister and my mom were in town for a week, I just really want to go thrifting. I tried to go to the library to get work done, and within 15 minutes of me sitting down with my laptop, they were like, oh, we're closing in 15 minutes. I thought they were gonna be open for another 2 hours, but apparently I was wrong. I plan on being out anyway, so I figure might as well go to Goodwill and get some thrifting in. I'm gonna give myself an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and a $50 budget. So I'm gonna bring you with me and we'll see what we can find. I know some people make like an entire business out of selling Nikes, but I can't seem to find the ones that sell well. These ones were $15.99 marked up, and I could only find comps for around 20 bucks, so I left those there. So I always start at the new shoe cart if there is one, because I like looking at shoes, but the rest of the racks are pretty overwhelming. I found these Echoes that were almost a good buy because they sold for around $35, but they were marked up a little bit too much for me, so I decided to leave those there. I checked out these Vans, but $11 is not worth it at all. And here is where I made my biggest mistake. I did not even look these up. Don't even have a good excuse. They were just marked up and the price scared me off, but I should have grabbed these because I probably could have got almost $100. I love these little baby Hawaiian sets. I almost grabbed that for my son, but he really doesn't need any more clothes. I really wanted to buy this set of bookends, but I did not even know where to start as far as describing them. And I just got overwhelmed and put them back. I am so sad I could not find the other of this pair because look at how much they sell for. I wasn't willing to grab just one, so I left that there. And then this sculpture caught my eye because it reminded me of something I've seen before and I couldn't figure it out. It had no markings whatsoever, but I thought it was an interesting piece and I decided to grab it. All these Avon bottles always crack me up because at antique stores, I swear they're marked up so high, but they have zero resale value online, so I never grab them. I really should look into if there are any that are actually worth any money, because usually they're not. All right, it's time to talk about today's sponsor, Posh Sidekick. I have been using Posh Sidekick for probably about 6 months now, maybe a little bit longer. The best way to appear in searches at the top of the feed is to constantly be sharing your items. So if you use a sharing tool like Posh Sidekick, you can set it to automatically be sharing all of your items pretty much all day, and you don't have to go and do it manually because who has time to do that? Another thing I love about Posh Sidekick is it allows me to automatically send out offers to likers. So when someone likes my item, I have it automatically send out a 10% off offer, and that is done within 5 minutes. And that's because a lot of times when people are shopping, they're shopping at that time. And if you send them an offer the next day or 2 days later, they might not be interested anymore. They may already bought something else. That has definitely helped me make more sales. So if you want to check out Posh Sidekick, go ahead and click the link in the description below. You can also find it in the App Store and just use the code Hustle and Slow when you sign up. So fashion plates are a thing, but the modern ones are not good to resell, but the vintage ones, which I'm showing on screen right here, are definitely a good pickup. Honestly, I'm still a little bit confused about how this works, but it was in great condition, totally brand new, obviously vintage, but I could not find any sold comps, just this one listed for $78, so I decided to leave it. Okay, I thought this thing was so cool, but it was literally so heavy. You can see me struggling to turn it over, trying not to break it with one hand, but they had it marked up and it would have broken in shipping. I just know it. So I left it. I couldn't find any sold comps, but this one was listed for $60. So I've been trying to look at bedding more because it can have really good resale value. Like this Tommy Bahama comforter could have been a good pickup, but they were just asking entirely too much for it for a used comforter at Goodwill. The thing is, these are so bulky to store, so unless they sell really quickly, you end up using up a lot of space. And then I really had to resist picking this up and doing a local flip. It just wasn't in good enough condition to pick up for like $40, but if it was in better condition or better material, I probably would have grabbed it. I thought I had finally found Lululemon that was not marked up, that I was going to pick up for almost $9, which would have been a good flip, but of course it had a hole in it, and I bet you that's why it was not marked up. They were just going to sell it with a hole in it. I looked at these for so long because they were in such good condition and I wanted to get them, but the sell-through rate on vintage Ferragamos is just not there, so I put those back. And then I knew these boots were going to be a good pickup. Our yacht boots always do really well, cowboy boots, etc. But they had them priced at almost exactly what you'd sell them on eBay for, so I put those back and let someone else find a good deal. So I definitely stayed under budget because I got 3 things. I got this like mother-child sculpture. This one doesn't have any markings on it, but there are similar ones online. I paid $3.79 for it, and I can probably sell it for $20, $25. I got this little Simple Folk top. It's gonna be hard to show you with one hand. It's just like a little kid's top, but this brand, the Simple Folk, is pretty popular, and I think I paid $4.79, so I did pay a little more than I wanted to, but I think I can get that into $20 or $25 pretty quickly because this brand sells really well. I've never actually sold it, but I know that it's a very popular brand. And then I got this little sad guy, and I couldn't find this exact one, but there was another one that was like birthday themed that sold for around $30. And I figured for $1.49 I would take the risk, but that is all I got. I literally spent like $10 or less. So I definitely stayed under budget. I just have not had luck today. We went yard sailing this morning. I didn't get one thing to sell. And then yeah, at Goodwill, 3 things in 2 hours. But I did look up lots of stuff, and I showed those things on the screen so that you can learn along with me. Sometimes what you don't pick up is just as important as what you do pick up, because bad buys kill a good reselling business. So I will continue this video with another thrifting expedition another day.
The next morning.
Hello. Take that one off. Thank you. I found these exact ones with matching cups, and I still haven't listed them, so I'm gonna leave those here. So this is my first time literally ever finding one of these backpacks. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I can never remember how. All I know is that it was wrecked. You can see how dirty it was here. It was like even worse in person. So I spent so long looking at it, like an embarrassing amount of time looking at it. And also I've heard that there's lots of fakes, and like I said, this is my first time finding one, so I didn't know how to figure out if it was fake or not. I should have just grabbed it. I was literally at the bins. It probably would have cost me $1. And then when I got home and I looked it up, there was one almost just as wrecked that still sold for $25, so I probably should have just grabbed it, honestly. So maybe that was a mistake, but lesson learned. And then I found a shoebox and I was just gonna move it, but it actually had shoes in it. This is the first time ever in the history of me going to the bins for like years that I've ever found new unboxed shoes. These were just nursemates, which I guess are like nursing shoes for nurses, and they sell at Walmart, but they didn't really have any solds for this kind. So I think I'm just gonna list them locally and see how it goes. If not, I'll try listing them online, but I had to get them. It was a moment to remember. These vintage Stanley thermoses always look so cool, and you know they're so well made because look how old this is, but this one was pretty gross inside, and the resale isn't always great on these. I think it just depends on the kind. I need to do a little more research into that, so I threw this one back. Alright, so this is my second time looking at these shoes because my Goodwill likes to like take the bins back, like they're going to switch them out with new bins and then bring all the same stuff back in. So I had already looked at these and was thinking about it, but I found them again and I decided to go ahead and grab them and try it out to see if these would be a good buy. I'll show them to you in a second. All right, now it's our favorite time. It is haul time. I did not get a lot, as you can see from this cart photo. I really was pretty good about narrowing down what I got. Since I'm not doing Whatnot anymore, I don't want to buy a lot of stuff that isn't going to sell for enough. I am selling to buy, sell, and trade stores, which generally give me like $1 to $2 per piece, which when I'm spending 25 cents on like kids clothes and maybe like 50 cents to $1 on adult clothes, it can still be profitable, and it does help me buy more items because if I pay over $20 or if I buy over 20 pounds, my rate goes down to $1.09 a pound. So that is helpful, but I only got 15 pounds, which is much less than I usually do. But here's everything that I got. So the first thing I got was this e-bags, like packing cube, and it's supposed to be a set of 3, but it is new with tags. It doesn't have the other ones inside, but I did see a similar one sell for I think 15 or 20, so I should be able to get at least 15 on this. I was actually going to keep it, but new with tags and I can sell for 15, I will still sell that. And then I got this. I really have a hard time passing up any Free People, even though it doesn't do that well anymore. I could probably still sell this for like 15 bucks, but I may just keep it, honestly. It's just a plain black We the Free shirt. And then I always pick up like snow pants and it's like just like snow gear for kids because you have to buy them new snow gear every single year and it is so expensive, and I can easily get like $15 to $20 even for like brands like Arizona online around that time. So I grabbed these. These are just like a snow bib. I'm not actually sure. They're just pants with little suspenders, a size 7 to 8. So I should be able to hold on to these, list them in like September, October, and sell these for maybe 15 or 20. It's so expensive to buy that stuff brand new. This is just something that I'm going to take to the kids consignment store in the fall. Like I said, I'm paying about $1.09 a pound, and I can probably get 8 pieces of this weight for about a pound. So I'm paying less than like 25 cents per piece, and they usually give me about $1 a piece at the kids buy, sell, trade store. This is a Travis Matthews zip up. It is a good size. It is a size extra large, I believe. And I don't find this brand a lot, and I don't remember how well it does, but I know it sells okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get like maybe 20 bucks for this. And then this one might not have been a great buy, but I bought it because it's a good size. So this is just a Tommy Bahama, which is really hit or miss. It really needs to be like specific styles or pieces that do well with Tommy Bahama, but this is a 2XLT, and it is just this pink long sleeve, a nice basic with the little like swordfish guy on it. So I may list this for like 15 or 20 and see if I can get that. I'm not sure. This is more of an experimental piece, but it's just in such good condition. And with that size going for me, I thought it would be worth a try. And then the last sort of random thing I got were these AeroPress micro filters. They don't sell for a lot, but they should sell pretty quickly. They sell for like 13 bucks shipped, which it's only gonna cost me like, I don't know. It's not gonna make me a lot of money, but it'll be a sale. This time at the bins, I found so many shoes. Well, I didn't find a lot of shoes. I found a lot for me, but there were shoes everywhere. Usually I don't find a lot of shoes at the bins, but they must be doing more shoes lately or just not accepting as many shoes at the stores, because normally there's not a lot of shoes in my bins, but I had bins full of shoes. The problem is they mix it in with all the hard goods and they can be so hard to find matches of, but I found some really good ones. So I found a pair of Rothy's. I know they don't do as well as they used to, but I actually looked up black size 11 Rothy's and these should sell for like 40 or 50. These have like powder in them. So I need to clean them, and I know you can just like throw them in the washer, and these actually kind of fit me. Rothy's apparently run a little bit small because I'm definitely not a size 11, but they fit me pretty well. So I might keep these because I don't have any black flats, or I may sell them, or I may keep them and then sell them. Who knows? But we found some Rothy's. Next, I showed in the video these no bull shoes. I have heard of these. I don't know much about them, but I did look them up. It's funny because at the bins I go to, they will like pretend they're doing a new rotation and just like put the same bins out. So they'll like take like 8 bins out and then they'll come back in with some of the bins being exactly the same because I already went through that stuff, and that's where I found these. I found these a couple of times. I actually found one shoe, looked at them, looked them up, and I was like, I don't think so. They're not in good condition. And then I found the other shoe and I looked them up again and I was like, actually, it might be worth it. Now that I got them home, they're really not in that bad of condition. For some reason, I thought they were in terrible condition. But they're actually not that bad at all. So I should be able to get like 40 or 50 for these. This will be my first time at picking or selling no bull shoes. So we'll see how it goes. But the comps look pretty good. All right, and then these little guys are a size 5. So I don't know if it was a good pickup or not because that's tiny. But they're these cute little, almost like I don't think they are vintage. They look vintage. The brand is Cherokee of California, and comps looked decent on these, but they are a small size. So I'm hoping to get like 30 or 40 on these. We'll see how it goes. And then this was my first time ever finding new in-box shoes at the bins. Usually if you see a shoe box in the bins, it's either empty or there's like random stuff in it, but these are Nursemaid shoes. I saw them when I did a little bit of research. There are a couple pairs listed on eBay. There are no sold on eBay, so that has like a 0% sell-through rate, but it looks like they sell for maybe like 50 on the Walmart website. So I actually just listed these locally for 20 bucks, hoping that I could do a quick $20 sale, and that would pay for almost my entire haul here. So that was exciting because I've literally never found new in-box shoes at the bins. And then the last thing I grabbed were these Fry boots, and it was one of those situations where I found one of them and I looked and I looked and I couldn't find it, and I was like, there's no way this other one is here. It wouldn't have ended up in the bins because they would have sold this in the retail store. And then eventually I did find the other one. So these are Fry boots. Fry boots are weird because comps are kind of all over the place. That might be because it's summer. I think I can sell these for around 50 right now, but I might be able to get more or sell them faster in the fall. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these listed pretty quickly. They're in actually really good condition considering they were at the bins. They're not perfect. They still have like a little bit of, I don't know, little minor wear, but definitely not. I would say 99% of the shoes we have in the bins are like trashed. So I was so excited to actually find a pair of Fry boots. So I paid a total of $19.35 for this haul at the bins. I was at 15 pounds, and I think the price for 15 pounds was like $1.29 a pound. I didn't quite make it to 20 pounds to get it for $1.09, but I didn't want to go back and dig for more stuff that I just honestly didn't need. So I am happy with what I got. I actually feel like I did really good considering how little I got. And this is going to be kind of how I have to be at the bins from now on. I'm really just focusing on stuff that I can actually sell for a decent profit online since I'm not doing Whatnot as much anymore. And then also I'll be picking up stuff here and there to sell to the buy sell trade stores, but I'm only gonna do that probably twice a month. And they're a little bit picky, so I'm not going to be buying a lot of stuff for that, but it's a good way for me to just kind of cover my costs. A lot of times I go in there and I can make like 20 to 50 bucks real quick. And I just drop it off on my way to the bins and then pick up my money on the way back from the bins, and it works out really well. So that is kind of my plan of action right now, and I'm super happy with what I got. Let me know what your favorite find in this video was, and I will see you next time. Bye.